Hello my dear students, welcome back to the English classes of 7th standard, St. Thomas School, Pochara, both Adilabad district, Telangana, India. Today we have a beautiful story, The New Blue Dress. The background of the story is, can say, Cleveland, a city in America, and in one of the small place there that is called Gates Avenue. So in a school there are so many children and there is a teacher, and among the girls there was a girl who was always untidy or coming to the school without washing the face and combing the hair, and she was always dirty like. And once the teacher asked her to wash her face and come to the school, and she washed her face and came to the school. And later the teacher gave her a blue dress as a gift. And this girl went to the house and wore this frock and became very beautiful. No. Then the mother of the house thought, she's so beautiful. Let me also do something to better my house. She washed the kitchen and it made a change in the house. Then what happens? Her husband came. He also thought of doing something. He also went outside the house and began to better the fence there. And the neighbors saw this and they also made some changes there, and totally the city, the entire village was changed. Now that's the story. So the message from the story is, when you change, when you make something in your life, the entire world will change. Entire world will change. Need not change others. Don't try to change others, but you do what you can do in your own life and in your own family, in your own city, in your own house. Then the changes will the changes will happen around you too. So that's the message from this story. Now let us read the story. Look at the book now, page number 19. The New Blue Dress story begins with the narration about the place where this little girl was living. When spring came to the city of Cleveland in 1909, it did not change Gates Avenue. People who lived on the pretty streets near Gates Avenue were making gardens and painting their houses. But Gates Avenue continued to look dirty and ugly. Gates Avenue was a short street, but it seemed longer because it was so ugly. Most of the families who lived there had very little money. They never expected to have any more. So what is the condition there? The spring season came. All people around the street of Gates Avenue were cleaning their houses and painting their houses and doing so many things, but people in Gates Avenue did not do anything. They continued to be dirty people, and they did not think of any changes in their life. Their houses had not been painted for many years. So many years they were not painting, and they did not even have running water. You know the meaning of the word running water? You have the meaning of that word in the last part of your story. That is the water coming from the main supply when taps are turned on. So you have in the village also running water. You have running water in your village also. When you open the tap, you get water there in the public places. No. The street itself was ugly too. There was no pavement. What do you mean by pavement? Pavement means footpath. That is called a pavement, the place where people walk in the street, there is a place for the vehicles to go, but this pavement means footpath. Okay, there was no street light. There is not street light night. It was dark there, and the railroad at the end of the Gates Avenue added noise and dirt. Sometimes the trains were going, and that was also a dirty place. The other girls in the schools near Gates Avenue wore new and pretty clothes that spring. But the little girl from Gates Avenue still wore the dirty dress that she had worn all winter. Probably that was the only dress she owned. Now we are coming to the story of the little girl from Gates Avenue. She was not changing her dress, and she was dirty among other girls in the school. Her teacher was very unhappy. The teacher of the class was very unhappy because one girl is always dirty. Okay, not at all taking bath, or not at all washing her cloth or face, nothing. The little girl was so nice. She always worked hard in the school. That means she was studying well. She was always friendly and polite, very friendly and polite, good girl. But the only problem is that she was not washing and taking bath, or she was not at all washing her clothes, and she was always wearing one cloth. That was the only problem. But otherwise, teacher liked her because she was doing all the homework, a very good girl and a polite girl, and also what else he said, friendly with others, a nice girl. So many things are said there, and we must be like that, friendly, polite and nice people. Okay. Her face was dirty and her hair was untidy. But anyone could see that she was pretty under the dirt. She was like that, dirty, but anyone could see that she was pretty. One day the teacher said, "Won't you wash your face before you come to school tomorrow morning? Please do that just for me." One day teacher asked her to wash her face. Then what happened? The next morning, the child's pretty face was clean and her hair tidy. Before the little girl went home that afternoon, the teacher said, "Now dear, please ask your mother to wash your dress." So what happened? The teacher asked her to wash her dress also. She washed the face. When teacher told, she obeyed. But let us see the difference. What happened next? But the girl continued to wear the dirty dress. Her mother is probably not interested in her, the teacher thought. So she bought a bright blue dress and gave to the little girl. The child took the gift eagerly and rushed home. So what? Please look at the book also. I am reading from here. See please, this page we are reading. So what happens? Teacher asked her to wash her dress, but she did not obey. The teacher thought that she may be not having, or her mother is not interested in washing her cloth. So the teacher gave her a dress as a gift, and she went to the house eagerly. And what happened when she reached the home? The next morning she came to school in the new blue dress, and she was very clean and tidy. She told her teacher, "My mother couldn't believe her eyes when she saw me this morning in my new dress. My father wasn't at home, but he will see me at supper tonight." She was full of excitement. So she shared her experience with the teacher. When her mother saw her in the blue dress, she was very happy. Her father was not there, probably went for some work now. When he will come back in the evening, he will also be happy. So she was sharing this experience with the teacher. Surely teacher is also happy. Teacher also became very happy hearing this news. When her father saw her in the new blue dress, he was amazed to find that he had a very pretty girl, little girl, Then only he realized that her child is a very beautiful girl, a pretty girl. When the family ate supper, he was even more amazed to see the cloths on the kitchen table. The family had never used a tablecloth before. We are going to begin to be tidier here, his wife said. I am ashamed to be dirty when our daughter is so clean. So when the child was very clean and pretty, the mother also thought of cleaning the house. She put a new tablecloth for dinner. And she was telling her husband that she is going to clean the house, wash the house, and do some modifications there. No? So because of the changes took place in the girl, because the girl wore a new dress and she washed her face and she became clean, and the family decided to become more organized and more clean and order their house and environment. No? After supper, the mother began to wash the kitchen floor. Her husband watched silently for several moments. He was observing how the wife is washing. Then he went outside and began to repair the fence. You know what is a fence? We have a fence here. When you come now in the school, we have in front of the school we have fence. The father went to walk there. He began to, and the next morning with the family help, he began to make the garden. Not only repair the fence, he went to repair the fence, and not only that, next morning he started to make a garden there. During the following week, the man in the next house watched what his neighbor was doing, and by the end of the week, the man began to paint his house. For the first time in 20 years, a few days later, the young minister of the church near Gates Avenue passed these two houses and saw two men walking. For the first time, he noticed that there was no pavement on Gates Avenue, and no street light, and no running water. People who are trying so hard to make decent homes here deserves help. The minister thought. He asked some important citizens in the city to help them. So a pastor of a church minister of the church was passing that side, and he saw this man is making a garden and painting house, and the neighbor also doing some painting and maintaining and repairing the house and so on. So the minister thought how people are working hard here and they deserve some help. So he asked some people in the city to help the organized city, especially to have a pavement there in the Gates Avenue. A few months later, because of the young minister, there was a pavement on Gates Avenue. There was a street light on the corner, and the houses and running water. 6 months after, the little girl got her new blue dress. Gates Avenue had become a tidy street where respectable citizens lived. So because of the changes, that new street and everything painted and new houses, as seen looked like new houses, garden and everything changed the face of that little street, Gates Avenue. When people in other places heard the story of Gates Avenue, they began to organize their own cleanup campaigns. No? So when they heard that this city, this place is changed, this village place is changed, they also, other neighboring people also wanted to change into a better place. So they started cleanup campaigns. Now, campaigns means a series of planned activities to do something. No? So that is what happened there. Then what happens finally? Who knows what will happen when a teacher gives a little girl a new blue dress? So, a single action, a small deed of that good teacher changes the entire village. The family that changed the girl, the family, and the neighbor, and then the entire village and neighboring places. So those people, no, all of them could change because of the little action of the teacher. So if you do good, others also will start doing good. That's the message of this story. So I will be sending you the question and answers of this chapter today afternoon, and you, after hearing this, you please write down this question and answers and send to me the photocopy of that you have written, your homework. Okay, thank you very much.